All right. Once again, my name is Jaco. Thank you all for coming tonight to masterclass financing, distribution, and the industry something blah blah blah. Okay, current. All right, all right. Thank you all for coming. If you guys need chairs, we got our staff pulling up chairs so we can sit in the back together. This should take approximately what, like an hour, 2 hours, or less? Okay. As long as there's not that many questions. I'm pretty sure you have none. All right. I would like to introduce Alex Cohen. His IMDb says co-founded and founded in 2000. Okay. Synchronized Films. Okay. I'm just confirming. Thank you. And what, 300 films and documentaries? What? Wow. Okay, so you need to come up here, my man, because this is it. No, we got to absorb all of this. A round of applause for Alex. Woo. If you need more drink, just hit me the eyes. Okay.
No,
You're good.
vodka is excellent. Okay. Hello. So, who's here in the film business? All of you. No tourist here. Who's here is doing this for the art? Okay. So yeah, yeah, you guys can leave. No, but it's not a joke. I'm not a stand-up comic. It's not you guys can leave. The art is a component, but when you sell furniture, you are not designing a canopy for the art. You always, and that's the main number one mistake, and we're going to talk about a lot of mistakes to avoid tonight, but the number one mistake to not do is to fall in love with your project, is to do this job for the art. But it's very noble and it's very nice and you know, my heart and I don't care. Yeah, but it's not a question of capitalism. It's a question of final product. If you do it for the art, you will miss a total aspect that's so relevant about filmmaking, and that's a mistake that's being seen and seen and seen. So my name is Alex Cohen. In 2000, I founded Synchronize. We are a US distributor, mini studio, and we acquire films on an exclusive basis, and we distribute them through Windows, through streamers, and we are going to go through all of this. We also do more territories than US, and we'll discuss about everything, and I want to do this in order, and I'd like to know who's a writer here, who wrote a script. Not you. No, because he wrote script for Synchronize already, so I know the question. So writers, how many of you made short films? Okay, so when you're writing, sometimes your script can be produced in a decade, or in a year, or in 5 years, or in 20 years. You gotta be relevant in your writing. But the most important is that when you're pitching a project and you're writing, you have to think about the market, the trends. That's very important. So for example, we're not gonna stay long. I wanna go over the full spectrum of making a movie, creating a pilot, doing a documentary, and properly distribute it, properly package it. And so we have to go through those steps, and the writing, which is crucial. Today, we have a problem. The main enemy of the filmmaker, it's here. Here, attention spam, TikTok, Facebook, notifications that just came, me trying to get the topics of tonight since 5 minutes and not finding it. So what's happening is that I'm losing my attention. Half of my attention go on my phone, and then your movie that you sweat to do is just being rolling right here. And well, because of me, because I did not pay attention, well, I'm lost in the storyline. So first advice for writers, try to repeat your storyline. This is today's world. This is not 1999 type of movies, Schwarzenegger, Terminator, stuff like that. That doesn't exist anymore. You have to repeat your plot because people are losing their attention. You have to pack your beginning. I know you like to unveil your story. It's really frustrating. We spoke about it. You know, Rolando is here. He's an amazing screenwriter. He wrote scripts that we produced, and sometimes you know you gotta go back and kind of educate your audience, and it's very, very important. Why? Not because it's going to give you more chances to be produced. Really, being produced is about you selling yourself, you knocking at the right doors, and hopefully not getting fucked. So, but properly produce, having success means that you are coming with elevated stories. And elevated stories means that you are not doing a horror movie with people that are chasing each other in the woods, and because they have other names, and because it's in another location, so you think it's a new movie. No, it's not a new movie. We've seen it a million times. And the guy missing his flight and falling in love with the flight attendant too. We all seen it. And the problem with this is that the audience today is educated. You have an audience that have 10 different streamers, and they are seeing, they have so much choice that they became critics themselves. We at Synchronize, and we'll get to it, when we market a movie, we don't care about the critics. Not anymore. We want to go straight to the audience, because that's what today's day is. So I'd like this to not be a lecture. I would like you guys to possibly stop me when you have a question that's relevant to the topic that we are speaking. Like this, we'll mix the. You want to change this?
Yeah, change that mic.
Okay. Yeah.
I
hate mics.
You hate mics. Okay.
No, I love wire mics. Those one works. So when you're developing. Hello? Okay, better. The other one was better. Can we get the other one? Oh, okay. All right, can you guys hear me? Okay, that will work. So, developing a project. Some of you guys made short. Why did you make a short?
In order to be ready for a feature film.
Okay. Who else made a short? Okay, very good. Why did you make a short?
To get experience on directing.
To get experience on directing. How much did you spend on your short? On time?
Probably
$3,000. Okay. So that would be, again, everything I'm saying tonight is my opinion, and you know, it may not be yours, and that's life. So that would be possibly the only reason why one person will do a short. Contained budget and toward experience. Doing a short is a total waste of money. You're spending 10, 15, some people in LA spend 200K on shorts. Why? What are you doing with it? It's a business card, it's this, like, okay, take this 15K, make an amazing deck, amazing presentation, put everything in packaging, start getting a casting agent, and this will be money that will be translated in your future budget. Because you're short, after you spend it, you have no way to monetize it. So that's why development is so important. Development doesn't need a short. Development is a good script, is an open mind, it's a proper deck, and it's knocking to the right doors. So we'll talk about the right doors, and but still, on the rider side, you have to have in mind your goal. And your goal is always linked to your budget. So if you are doing a $200,000 budget, you can't possibly in the world, and believe me, it happened, and I know you will not admit it, but some of you made this mistake. You can't possibly come to us with comps of movies that are 20-year-old and that were $80 million budget and say, yeah, but my movie is like E.T. Yeah, but E.T. was a massive production with P&A, and do you know what's P&A? It's a lot of money, and that's why E.T. And yours is a 200K, so it's not a comp. So first of all, understand your package. A comp, which is crucial for you guys, should be a film that is no older than 18 months old. Let's call it 24, because we're in a crazy world with less theatrical. Similar type of topic, similar genre, similar budget, similar actor level. If it's not a comp. Don't put it in your deck because it's ridiculous. You can't like try to sell an apartment and comp guys that sold buildings on Biscayne. No one's going to take you seriously. So why do you do it? Because of this hand that was raised. I'm doing this for the art. There is a method. There is a large majority of our industry that produce and lose money at every production. They have never, ever recouped their budget. And they will tell you, yeah, we made so much overage, and it's all bullshit. So that's not my business. And especially with filmmakers, which you know are very sensitive. I'm surprised that no one left yet. A distributor is always seen as a bad guy, and you know why? Because if your movie doesn't work, it's our fault. Excuse me. So, but the movies everywhere is out. Yeah, you didn't do this good, you didn't do this bad, and you not enough marketing, and so. Maybe if you have the possibility of preparing, getting prepared, it's very important. You're dating the love of your life. This is how much commitment you have to bring into a project. The love of your life is not one girlfriend. The love of your life is someone that you are not only thinking with feeling, you're thinking about building. You're thinking about long term. And that's exactly the way you should develop your slot, your film. So if you do a 200K, if you do anything that's below $1 million, you have a traditional release strategy. If you do higher, you have a global release strategy. It's very, very difficult to monetize international with smaller budgets because the cast is everything in smaller budget. And then at Synchronize, I think that by average in the last 20 years, we are receiving about 5 to 10, 15 finished projects per day. And they want distribution. And sometimes I pass and I tell the producer, I'm sorry, there's no cast. And he's telling me, yeah, but there's this guy and this guy. So this is what we mean when, this is what is a cast. A cast is someone that when it's on the poster or when his name is on the credit or her name, people will watch the movie just because of the name. Don't bring me the guy that plays a brother-in-law in CSI and say, yeah, but you know, he was in 7 episodes and he's casted in the next HBO. The next means nothing, first of all. Stop with the next. Don't cast the next. The next Yeah, but this guy is about to blow. No, they never blow. Because if he was blowing, he would be at CIA and his agent will tell you to not do your movie. So, this is true. It's not supposed to. You're the funny guy, I know, but I'm so. However, I don't want to be too negative because there is a formula, there is a method, no matter what your budget is, as long as it's 6 figures, to produce films, to do art, to pass your message, and to make revenue. So those films generally are going to be not drama. If you produce drama, I don't want to say I'm French. You know, it would be too hardcore. But there's worse, the coming of age. Coming of age with actors that, you know, that are... I have to be nicer because, you know, those are bad genre. This is not what the audience want. Weird movies, it's not what the audience want. Look at the data, look at the numbers, look at the streaming, look at what's work, look at the top 10. Where is your coming of age? You have a drama, yeah, you have a drama with DiCaprio. And then cast. People will watch it because of DiCaprio. So that's what's happening right now in terms of writing, to close this topic, is to go with the trend. Things have to be fast-paced. That's what the trend is right now. The trend is action, big time. If you don't have money, you do a good horror. If you're very, very talented, you do a comedy. Thriller could work, but the script has to be fire. And Christmas movies. Christmas movies are having a moment. However, it's going down. Be careful. Don't jump too much on it because everybody made some Christmas movie in when we were filming, right after filming Stay Safe, in 2022. I went to Cannes and I arrived in Cannes. So what I do is I try to acquire movies at every stage that are deemed to perform in the US market. And so I go to the Cannes market, which is the most important one. And one day before getting there, I'm getting a call from Daniel Levin, which is the owner of Sony UK. And he tells me, listen, I have a problem. I can say this because it's UK. I have a problem. All my buyers at Sony, they've been here for 20 years and they're like fucking lords. We cannot ask them anything, blah, blah, blah. And, I need you to get me content. I said, okay, because, I don't acquire for UK, US, Daniel's my friend, Sony's my ally. So, why not? It's cool to acquire for Sony Picture. Also, it's a field day because there's no distributor in the UK. So everybody's craving to sell their movie, and there's a lot of competition in the US, so that gives me an edge. The guy tells me I want Christmas movies. We're opening a channel. I think the channel in the UK is called, I don't forget what it's called, but something with Christmas. Right. And so I went to the sales agent, and I got him like 180 Christmas movies. I swiped the market because, it was the beginning of the trend. The guy was a genius somehow. The market was, but then everybody started doing Christmas movies. So guys, pay attention at what you're producing. And you know what? Don't cry because you wrote an amazing script and right now it's not the trend. Be smart. Don't be a hard head. Put your script aside. Trends are moving. It's a wheel. Right now, animation's coming back. We all thought he was dead, completely dead, and he's having a huge comeback. So there's no genre. again, except drama. It's a constant. It's a constant. It's a constant in the last 25 years. And the problem is people keep doing it. And the problem is generally it's first-time filmmaker because they don't have a better idea and they're so sad that they are writing a drama. Just write a comedy, man. You know. So that's very, very important because you may find the money, but how about giving the money back? That's also important. And please write this in your head because filmmakers' number one problem is that they don't care about this. They care so much and they have so much grit into raising the budget, they will be like drug addicts, inventing anything here, showing up. But when it comes to monetizing, no, that's it. I gave it to a sales agent, I gave it to a distributor, and it's over. No, that's not true. You have a duty to your investor. And we have a duty to you guys. So this is literally the main mistake that we see. Filmmakers are putting aside the commercial aspect of their project, and then it ends up in amazing festivals like our friend here. It's great, you know, but how much money is it gonna do? Yeah, but you know, my movie won 12 festivals and Dance with Films and this. Yeah, a movie is shit, I don't want it. But they don't understand. I have a movie, I'm not gonna say it because the producer is already pissed enough about me, that won 30 festivals. He came out this year with Synchronized, and he's having terrible performances, terrible. And the guy keeps sending me new artwork and say, please change, I think it's the artwork, no, I think it's a synopsis, no. The thing is that it's too dark, and people are not ready to watch dark drama and dark thrillers. We have horrors. Horrors, small budget, easy, run. By Biscayne, you mentioned Biscayne, like on the way to the kiss. You run, throw her in the lake, have her crocodiles, anything. This works, yeah, because people were at their job, at their desk all day, and they're coming home at night, and they don't want to watch a coming of age. They just don't. And so it's very important to, I'm sorry, someone is murmuring, shit, we wrote a coming of age. This guy is an asshole. Yeah, I know, but you know, like maybe I'm an asshole that's going to be taken seriously at some point because I'm proving my producers that we are bringing them revenue. Maybe I'm an asshole because Synchronize has been here with the same ownership in 26 years, and where's Gravitas? Where's Shout? Where is all of those guys? They all disappeared. They all went bankrupt. Warner is owned by the fucking Weather Channel, you know? So think about it. Continuity is very important, and you have to think a little bit less about your heart and a little bit more about the real audience. So for producers, pick up the right script. Remember the trends. And it's okay if it's a pitch. It's okay if it's a book. It's okay if it's a treatment. You know, a script that will be polished. If you can have as much people that are relevant giving notes on the script, well, that's going to be the writer's worst nightmare. But that's what works. That's how you arrive to a result at the end. And you got to use a real writer because ChatGPT is fucked. And no, it's true. It's totally hallucinating. So, and then I'm going to say something that's also very important on a producer point of view. I'm sorry for all the writers here, but a good producer buy its script. Unless a writer has so much input into the story, and the story is so amazing that people are fighting for it, it happens. I'm fighting right now for a script called Slap. It's about the world of slapping competition. The story is amazing, amazing. It's like the Rocky of Slap. This guy is a loser in a bar, working, you know, maybe a little late, you know, in his head, maybe or maybe not, but he's really strong and he's broke. And one time he hear about slapping competition and, you know, he become world champion. Love it, unique, well-written, cute, everything. Well, I'm fighting with two other companies for the script. And then, this is when you will give points to your writer. If not, if you do have the money, if you're raising a budget, if you're not a clown, well, the writing, I hate mics. The writing part on your budget, right? Above the line, the first line, writer. Well, use this money, pay your writer, make him happy, but buy your script. That would avoid you a lot of headaches. Unless the writer brings other input, he's also a director, he's bringing investment, he's bringing investors, he has a reputation that because of him you are getting money, even if it's not his investors. But that's something that's pretty important, because it could end up not too much about money, because we're not talking here about like $10 or $50 million budget, but it could end up with headaches, ego problem. And that's a huge factor. If you have fights between producers, fight between director, fight between cast during your movie, even if they're the best, when you say action, I can guarantee you that us buyer will sense it, will see it. It's a fucked project, we feel it. And it's very, very important for the producers to keep the good vibe and to hire a team that you're going to be able to work, disagree with, and build, because that impacts the images. Believe me, there's no way you can believe me here, but believe me on my word. Even with the best actors, you feel the shit, and the project end up losing money all the time. The last advice, and then we move on from the writing, producing level, don't choose a long title. Don't choose stuff complicated. Don't choose a title that starts with the. And well, we don't have 6 hours, but I'm being brief. So when you packaging, you know now, don't do a short, but do a good package. A deck is very, very valuable. It's enough for us. A script, a deck, a synopsis. You don't need a trailer. You don't need. This is your artistic you that's really insisting because he wants to be holding a camera. We don't care. You'll do it. It's gonna happen. Take your time, because that shows amateurism and weakness. So any question on to prepare a deck? The most important thing, the trends, the comps, and look at other decks, but remember about the comps. Don't.
I got a question. How important is it for you to see a budget? A breakdown of a budget.
It's extremely important, but not when you pitch me. When you pitch me, I just want to see the script. I want to see a deck, possibly the cast, possibly your cast wishes, obviously the director. But all of this, it's going to be very important, but not at the level where I'm going to tell you, hey, I'm ready to produce this. And again, when the script kills, everything flows. So don't get complicated.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
But you were saying about don't make your short. I'm actually not I'm a producer. So, but as a producer, when he's a first-time director, and obviously the script, as you said, is most important. But it's also like, to me, a lot of times is like, well, how do I actually? I don't know that you can. There's sometimes some script or like I don't think you can do that project because directing a first feature, low budget with a 1 million, not everyone is Sean Baker immediately. So how a first time director would impress you with a good package, but everything can go totally wrong with a great script, but so would you? Sorry.
I produce many first-time directors out of script. Again, you are going to do a short? Okay, no problem. With what money? Who money? How are you reimbursing the money? Your parents? Poor them. Like what the fuck? So number two, why are you doing a short? I want to show my proof of concept. You want to show your proof of concept with $15K for $1 million movie, and you think that us professionals, we are going to? I know I didn't answer your question. Don't worry, but I'm just adding in why you got to take out those fears. We produced many first-time directors. The script was good. The guy was good, and yeah, it's not a 1 or a 3 or a 5 million. Okay, you start with a 250. So what? You have amazing 250.
If you produced a film with a first-time director, how do you know they were good if they had never done a short? You had obviously seen their work, right? So how do you
I
know
have.
whether?
Okay, so let's not call
you
them
have to
first
make the
time.
short in order to show that you can do the work, and then that's how you get your first feature.
In my case, no. First-time director for me was one time. He was a commercial director, so I could see the vibe. Another time, he did student films, but yeah, but they don't make money. So that's really, I hear you. The main reason why I would produce a first-time director is that I'm in love with the script and he doesn't want to give up. So don't give up. Yes?
You mentioned having directors and actors when you go to pitch, like for your deck, right?
You don't have to, but it's preferable.
Do you mean having them attached or just having people in mind that you see in those roles?
On small independent, it's hard to attach those actors at first before you get the money and you really narrow your budget. And we understand that. So you can comp with realistic. Don't tell me I'm doing a 750K and I'm having this big name. Like, it just doesn't fit the same things than the comps. So as long as you stay realistic, you don't have to really attach the actors. And attach the director, and possibly, depending on the type of financer that you have. If you have a financer that's private equity, they don't understand the business, they're a dentist, they're trusting you, you better come good. If you have a financer that is from the industry, well, we will help you cast, we will help you find a director and narrow it. Don't forget to copyright your script. It's $100. It's very easy. It's 2-click, copyright.org. We're not going to have time to speak about the TV side, but maybe I'll do another one, about it. And then let's talk about the topic.
She has a question.
Yeah, sure.
It's a distribution question. Like, I'm a first-time director, and I have a short film. I just wrapped it. Can I still present it to distributors and like a sort of like package? Like, who pays for the distribution? Would it be me? Would it be them buying it? I know it's a lot. I'm very new to this, so.
Yeah, I'm very sorry, but there's no monetization for short. where do we don't have a platform that monetize short. Yeah, if you speak about $200 of monetization, that's not money. So
I sold my second short to HBO. And
there's only one in the world
right.
that showing a little bit of short, and
No, I actually sold my short to HBO, and it was on HBO, and I had a licensing deal for 2 years.
when?
Can I ask you?
2021.
Okay, so
Can I ask you a question? When did you do that? 21? You gotta remember that between 2000 and 2021, HBO had a program that they were buying short films. That's no longer exists.
Yeah, when Leslie left.
Yeah, selling short films, super difficult.
yeah, there's no revenue model for short films.
So if I wanted to, I have like ownership of my script. If I wanted to make my script into a feature, that's when I would.
That's smart. That's when all your effort on the short could be showing to investors in kind of a proof of concept model.
Okay.
But again, your mention on the short is just something that's extremely rare on a special program, and you don't have a platform per se where people go and watch short, except YouTube, which pay very, very little. When you're producing, you have got to think differently. Most of the producers, they think about their audience when they're producing a film. You can think about the audience. You don't know the audience. The audience is too weird. You have to think about the buyers. You analyze. The buyers are everything, because imagine you make an amazing movie, but if the buyer doesn't like it, the audience will never see your movie. This is the first gate that you have to pass. And so that's the first thing we are looking at when we acquire films. We don't care about the audience. We care about the buyers, because if the buyer like it, that's over. The audience doesn't exist, guys, because the audience is everywhere. There is not a single genre that doesn't have its own audience. It's all about presenting it properly at the right time with the right package, but everything has an audience. The problem of dramas, which also have an audience, is that they don't get picked by buyers because of the boring level and the loss of attention. Be smart. When you're producing, be a shark. Don't give up your points. Don't promise crazy stuff. Be really, really on top of your budget. Because if you do a good film, you will make money. And it's a blessing and it's a curse. Because a film that makes money forever. Meaning that the people you are basically marrying with, you're going to have to interact with them every quarter when they're going to ask their share. So you better be smart when you give points to people. And you better not give points, actually. So they're not your friends. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, you're on set every day and you do hugs, but they're not your friends. The post house is not your friend. The GP is not your friend. This is we're working. And filmmakers are amazing people. Look at you guys. You all look sweet. Not one single mean face here. It's all about the art. You came, there's no AC. We're sweating our ass. Thank you. And you're still all smiling. You know, I'm destroying shorts. You're being very candid. I appreciate it, sir. And And that's what filmmaker is. But yes, please, take this niceness, put it in your pocket from the moment you start filming, and take it out when you finish your movie. It's not about being an asshole. It's just about being focused. Because there's nothing that's going to unfocus you more than making a movie.
Well, I tell you some fuckers.
Focus, it's my accent, sorry. So I know Florida is a non-union state, but guys, don't play with SAG. SAG are a bunch of people that care about, their own, and that will shred you if you don't do this properly. And be smart, use ChatGPT. There is a way to qualify your movie into certain qualifications that will help you go around. But if you want cast, you're gonna have to go with SAG. And if you go with SAG, you can't forget the pension money. And you can't forget the withdrawal on the salary. And you can't forget the SAG fees, because guess what? We distributor, we're not going to pay it for you guys. We have a clause in our agreement that say any union shit is your problem. And so we get SAG that come to us and tell us, blah, 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 this guy has not paid us, you give us the money. I protect my producers. So I don't care about SAG. I tell them to go fuck themselves. Sorry for whoever's watching on telecast. And because I don't care, I'm a distributor, I don't deal with SAG. Right? But they will make your life miserable. And I've seen seasoned producers that are really crying because guess what? If you don't reach out to them and if you don't do the things in order and you think you're avoiding, well, they will find you and they will make up their own amount. They would say, yeah, I think this movie made $10 million, that's what you owe.
I was fine by SAG.
So, when you're producing, oh, excuse me, you had a question first.
You were talking about points. Let's say you have like a $200,000 film and you're looking to like attach an actor or certain actors and you want to offer them points. As a distributor, someone came to you and is pitching a film and they have already points dedicated to someone else. How do you view that? Does that change how you view the film?
100%. And again, cast, it will depend who. On your point of view, you have to wake up in the morning and say, everybody wants my points. I'm not going to give them. That's what you have to repeat to your head, even if it doesn't happen all day long as a producer. Because people do this mistake, and then they end up with fighting with the person commenting on IMDb forum, film is fucked, and then people are saying, blah, 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 a distributor say, yeah, but your film's being freaking trashed on IMDb, man, and your own director is trashing you. And so, yeah, things happen. I would tell you to not give points, Now, an important part of the budget as a producer is the soft money. Soft money means that a city or a country will give you a tax rebate or a tax incentive or a cash rebate when you come and film. So generally, the shittier the place is, the bigger the tax incentive, because they're struggling. Louisiana, well, nobody wants to go to the bayou, but if you film in Louisiana, but on top of it, you film in the bayou, you get an extra 10 points, Same thing, Georgia. Well, you better not be depressed if you're going to spend a month there. But if you film in Savannah, you get an extra 5% for the extra depression. It's true. So that's what's going to happen. Well, this is a problem we have here, guys. The problem we have here is that Miami is too beautiful. Miami is rich, and they don't give a shit about your movie. So there's no incentive here. And that's fine. Because anyway, even if you go in Georgia with your 200K, you don't qualify. The minimum qualifying is 500. So that's why Miami is so important right now in the film scene. That's why the program that FilmGate is building is so important to us as distributors. Because that's why the Brothers Nunes movies that are here, all local filmmakers that we worked with in the past, are so important to me. Because when you do a below 500K, you don't really need incentive. Forget about the 50K that you told me. That's a joke. Anyway, they're going to drive you nuts before they give them to you. And but guess what? The lightning that we have here, guys, the colors, the talent, the energy, the beauty of the architecture and the water everywhere. Well, Film Commission told you, guys, this is your incentive. Here you go. And somehow, you know, they're not wrong. So tax incentive is important. If you're doing anything above 500K, I'm sorry, man. Get the fuck out of here. Spain is giving 30% incentive. But if you go in the Pays Basque, which is around Barcelona outskirts, they're adding an extra 10%. And if you go into the ETA, which is kind of the separatist area, they give you an extra 10% if you make it alive. But you get 50% out of your budget. And London, between the UK incentive and the London incentive, they get 40%. Of course, Batman's going to go there. Mission Impossible is going to go there. And that makes sense. And you should go there too. No, but I love Florida. We told you it's not about love. This is a business. So do you want to be like the 90% producers that end up having, like, I hate those guys. They have like 10 projects on IMDb. They're all in production, script. None of them is made. They have one film made in 2016 with no cast. And then they're here in Cannes trying to catch, you know, some pigeons and say, I'll find you the money, give me this, give me that. This is our world. And if you guys are dreaming too much, there's no way you don't get caught by those guys. Because they are every fucking level of our industry. You have distributors that are posers. You have distributors that's going to come, that's going to excite you because they can, you know, let me give you 10K. Let me give you 15K as an MG. We're starting recouping. Yeah, that's the last money you will ever see. Because they are not distributors. Because they go to people like us, to white label us. Because they don't make it. Yeah, they have Amazon and they have iTunes. Right, great. Yeah, but and so at every single level, you have those sharks that are praying, and they always caught people. So, but they always get caught too, because their projects always lose money, or never happened, or disappearing. So what's happening is that they either disappear themselves when they're too burned, or they keep opening new companies, because this one went bankrupt. I'm not going to name, I won't telecast. But what ends up is you guys are paying, your investors are paying, your reputation is paying. But then really, ultimately, you don't care because your name is there and you made it and you know, the producers with films that are barely distributable. It's not a word, but I just invented it. That negotiate very, very hard at contract level because they want a theatrical. I'm telling them, there's no way I'm giving you a theatrical release. You gotta be realistic. But no, because what I've seen, and the number one danger, and I'm sorry, I'm insisting on it because we're all in denial. That's 2026 human. Don't be in denial. The art is great until the moment you decided to make this a business. The moment it's a business, it's a business. And so those guys, they will end up going back to their, I'm going to tell them, you know what, I'm not funding your theatrical. There's no way. So if you want to do theatrical, we'll help them broker. We have the AMC account, we have the Regal account. You know, for us, it's one phone call. But bring the P&A money, bring the cinema money. They go back to the investor. They go back to their mom, their uncle, their guy in New York. And then they make like $800 at the box office after spend $100K of P&A. Because that's retarded, yeah.
Do you work with the company to provide you data for trends, or is it just based on like your own search, your own estimates?
It's mostly based on our church. However, when you read the trades, you get the Nielsen, you get the trends from the trades. The trade is Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, Variety, etc. So you get it. When you have Variety Plus, you get some trends. But I would say, and you will get it when we pass on the distribution side of the talk, that when you have like a lot of titles in all kind of genre that are in many, many platforms, you are able to create your own trends, to study your own comps. We have the timeline. So I'll give you one example. In 2001, I was presented with a French director called Willy Rosier. This guy was 90-year-old, and he tells me that he produced and directed Brigitte Bardot's second movie called The Girl in the Bikini. And the guy say, I'm going to die, and I don't have children, blah, blah, blah. I'm ready to sell the rights. I bought the rights of this film for 8,000 euro. It was the beginning of the euro. First year of euro. At the time, I thought it was a lot of money. It's a 1953 movie, I think, that makes 100K per year. Easy. That banks 1-2K every month on streaming, only in the US. Think long term. If you are an investor, some of you, and you are asking your producer to get your money within the first 24 weeks, get the fuck out of here. This is not logic. This is a trend for movies. You have a building buzz, making sure you talk with a relevant, amazing press, like I are here, beforehand, and you build a momentum, and then the film open in theater, and then you get a streaming deal, and then your investors happy. But you are not in this game. This is for 8-figure movies. 10, 50, 80 million, 70 million. Yeah, they have the back to do this. You guys, with smaller budget, you gotta play it differently. And the best way to play it is to really control completely the trend. Go after all the data that's around you. Don't believe everything that the AI is saying, but they can search data. They do stuff. Use it as much as possible, except when you're cheating, because you can't really write with heart. So, but for example, I will do a little jump fast forward on the topics that I'm about to talk, and I will tell you how us distributors today, at least us, Synchronize, use AI. AI subtitles. AI doesn't create captions. The difference between caption and subtitle is that subtitle is only the speaking, and caption is also the door closing, the steps, all of this is captioned. So AI soon will dub. It's not ready to dub yet, but despite what those guys are saying, it's not ready, but soon it will be. And that will open your audience. But outside of facilitating special effects, do not be afraid. There's no way in the world, and I'm on camera, right, that AI is going to replace you guys. At best, AI is going to create a genre, kind of like animation came out of cartoons when Toy Story or Shrek, one of those two was the first one, or Ants, I think Ants' Life was the first one. Or maybe Toy Story. So yeah, we have experts here. We can't make a mistake on those. So yeah, it will create a genre, cool, with character, with dystopian, with everything, but that never gonna replace the actors. There's no way. And this is not a talk about AI, but just like I've been kind of a negative Nancy since 1 hour, so I'm trying to give you some. So now that you made your movie, or you're about to make your movie, you can also reach out to us at this point. What do? Typically, you go to a sales agent. I say typically because if you're really an idiot, you're gonna self-publish it. You're gonna open an Amazon account, maybe an iTunes account, YouTube, and you're gonna think that you're so fucking smart. And then after your third movie, you're gonna come back to me, right? You know who I'm talking to here. And so very important. It's not being stupid, because a lot of distributors are doing it. And out of it came one trend. I'm not going to spit on competitors, but I'm just here to tell it as it is. One trend that's those companies that help you self-distribute. Well, that's totally fucked. Let me tell you, they don't market for you. You end up paying all your material, all your fees, all your placement. You're basically a client. Like you told me, so cute. Do I have to pay you to distribute? Yeah, if you want. No, you don't have to pay to distribute. If you ever pay $1 to distribute, run away. Sales agent, don't make you pay to distribute. And so sales agent is the casino. It's you on your luck. Yes, being a US buyer, I'm kind of the prize, so they're all like trying to get, synchronized to look at their movie. So obviously over 2+ decades, I made friends. And I also bought from every single sales agent. So yes, I'm not going to say it. I know who's the thief, and I know who's the honest one. And it's really luck. I think like one of the movies that I acquired that you guys did in 2016, it's called Courting a Killer. Is this one of your movies, you guys? Is this BB?
That's the other brothers. That's the other brothers.
No. I have movies from you guys in my catalog that you gave to Industry Works as a sales agent. Okay, it's okay. So I wanted to make an example of maybe you guys for sure not knowing Industry Works or someone else. Pretty sure it's you guys. I think I changed the name. It was called The Something, or another The. I'll show it to you. I know, it's one of your brother Nunes film. So I bought the right from Industry Works, which is super honest Canadian sales agent. And then I'm sure reported properly, did everything properly, and took care of you properly. And that's really luck. You gotta be careful. Number one, a sales agent is a sales agent. A sales agent is not a talent agent. A sales agent is never going to be CAA, WME. Run away if your project is packaged by those guys, because they are not sales agents. They don't care about selling your movie. They care about putting their clients in your movie, right? And what I'm telling you is on the point of view of a buyer, which work with everyone. Now, you're going to have people, I'm not going to name, you're going to have people that are going to tell you that your film is amazing, that they want it, that are going to find you on IMDb, and then are going to make your life miserable. So what to avoid when you deal with a sales agent? Number one, in your budget, you have to have money for all of the deliverables. All of the deliverables, the moving.mov, the trailer, the subtitle, the cover art, the chain of title, all the agreement, everything has to be here. You know what? Because if not, you're giving me your movie, I'm not a sales agent, but you're giving this sales agent your movie, he's selling it to me, right? He doesn't pay you. And why he doesn't pay you? Because he's going to tell you, but no, in the agreement it says that you have to bring the chain of title, agreement, notarize, this and that, and you don't have it. Or he's going to tell you, oh, your master is not on spec. Don't worry about it. We're going to create a master for you. Just it's going to cost you 10 times the price. No, you have to have a trailer. Yours sucks, but we're going to do a trailer for you, 12K. Let's go. So you want to avoid this. In order to avoid this, you got to be ready, right? You also want to sign with a sales agent at the right terms. So I'm going to tell it to you right now. The deal with a sales agent that's picking up your movie is going to be 15 to 25% commission sales fee. It's okay if they take 20. Even 25, it's still within standard. I don't think that if you get 15, it's like the guy is your family, is your friend. You're doing multiple movies with him. It's very rare. But anyone that wants to propose more, run away. Run away. Even if you're ready to give more, even if it's your choice, run away, because the fact that he's doing this, you will not see money. And then what do you do when you don't see money? Anyone knows? No, because there's nothing you can do, guys. Because in your agreement, and any of the agreement of this industry is handled by JAMS, the arbitration, American Arbitration Association. And you know how much it costs a movie arbitrator? It's minimum 70K, in average 150K. So then, this guy didn't pay you, but if you want to defend yourself, you're going to have to find a real serious amount of money, be ready to wait for a bunch of time, and you're not sure to win, because we're all IFTA member, and the head of the board is Clay, the other head is Liz Romanoff, and then if we're friends, like they're going to understand this and that and this and that, and so what? So you don't want to go there. So number one, stay within. If someone is proposing to take more points or less points, run away. There is a fork, which is a standard, 15 to 25. Then the second thing that's important is that your sales agent, your producer, your writer, your cast, your financer, your everyone in this industry, you're checking them on IMDb. When you're checking them on IMDb, you're checking not the amount of credit. You're checking what kind of credit. If you buddy, were a painter in Transformers, and then you look at the IMDb and say, hey, he did Transformers. Let's be serious. And you have this a lot. So the way you spot a poser, again, he has a lot of things on IMDb that are not done. There is a script, option, production, pre-production, post-production, blah, 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 blah. Bullshit. Then he has credits once every 4 years. Then his movies have no cast. Then his movies are not distributed. And suddenly the guy is telling you he's going to bring you $20 million. But I'm nice. And in Miami, I've seen guys say, yeah, we have 200 million. Yeah, we have a fund of 500. What you have, bro? This is all smoking mirror to grab whatever resources you are going to work hard into bringing in, because at the end, you're going to be the one bringing. And I don't want to speak 2 hours tonight and not give you the right tools. Like, I'd rather play GTA. So it's not true. So be aware. A good agent does the markets. A good agent is in Cannes, is in Toronto, is in Berlin, is in American film market. At least, right? We don't ask you to be in Sundance, but at least you're in the 4 main market, and you have a presence, you have a boost, because a lot of them are saying they are, but they're not here. And you research for them, but they're not here. And that brings me to the last topic on sales agent, market fees. In the agreement, they're going to tell you, hey, man, we're printing poster, we fly to Cannes, we bring the whole team, all the seller, and this, and we take a page in Hollywood Reporter, and we take a page here. Guess what? The pages for us, they're $800 top. Don't believe. It's bullshit. Sales agents take even more pages than us distributors. It must be even less. So if you have over $10,000 of market fee in your agreement, run away. If you have $10,000, if the agent goes everywhere, so what's market fee? It means that because they're traveling and they're having booths and everything representing your movie, so the first 10,000 that they're doing goes to their pocket. And the split starts after this one. It's kind of the norm, again, if they're spending it. Because some sales agents are making this a business. They're touring the world, they're having fun, right? They're inviting us to the restaurant, and really, like, we don't buy their movies. Who buys their movies? You know, you pay for it. And I don't want my Miami people to pay for it. So pick up the right sales agent. I was about to give some names tonight, actually. Don't sign for perpetuity. Ever. Don't sign for perpetuity. Perpetuity meaning that there's no term. Your movie is sold for the next 3,000 years. Right? Don't do this. Don't let them pay for any of the deliverables. If you did not do the deliverables, if you didn't have the money, yeah, guess what? Go to Accord. They're in Coral Gables, right? Do you know them? Yeah. Go to Accord. Find a guy there. He's going to help you. Do it yourself. Ask the guy, ask your sales agent or your distributor the specs. Every distributor has what we call a welcome package. Our producers think it's a gift. Wait, I'm going to send you the welcome package. No, like, it's all the 5 pages of shit that you have to deliver me. You know, so take the welcome package, go to Accord if you don't have it, and pay it yourself. Believe me, you will always save money. Do not believe projections. Sales agent give projection. Let's be serious. Nobody can give projections. Nobody knows how a movie does. Different distributors have different strategies. And I'm very proud because I'm an immigrant, and as of today, we are the only mini studio, including all the distributors, including the main majors that are privately owned, that are not a stock market company, that have had the same ownership for 26 years. Nobody. They're all nobody. Nobody. What do you want? You work with HBO? Thank God you got paid, sir. Because, you know, their stock is in the single-digit figure. And it's not me. It's them telling me this. In the last Zoom, and instead of talking about my movie, I saw a bunch of people liquefied, bro, saying, me don't know him, you're not going to give our job, our stock is in the single figure. How painful is this for us? Like, it's DC Comic, it's Warner, it's like, are you kidding? It's Batman. Bro, what are you doing? Your IPs, it's Game of Thrones, wake up, give me this, give it to me. Give it to me, I'm going to show you what we do with Warner. Keep going fucking bankrupt, you know? So that's something that you want to pay attention. There's a lot of companies. There was a company in the market that hurts us a lot. It's called Gravitas. They really hurt us because they had this girl, Laura, that I really like. She was the acquisition girl, and she was really good. Super fucking taste. And we'll go for the same movies. And we'll fight very hard. And when it comes the time of head-to-head fight, Gravitas would say, wait, we'll advance you 50K. Ha, fucking joker. And I would tell the producer, wait! You're never gonna get a single dollar above those 50K, bro. They're gonna fuck you on spendings. This is my strategy and how you are going to do 300K. Guess what? 9 times out of 10, I would lose the movie. Gravitas went bankrupt last year. Got bought for $1 by Shoot Factory. That went bankrupt, which got bought by some sort of new investor, and they're really cool, and you know, and good for them, you know. But I'm thinking about the 500 movies that are at Gravitas that are stuck in bankruptcy until the people that are owed money, which is not the producers, not the filmmakers, it's the banks, it's the interest rate, it's the office, get paid with your money while your movie is blocked. Not you, but the people that sign with Gravitas. While the movie is blocked, give or take 4 or 5 years. Then the bankruptcy will give back the film. Your own film. Remember how happy you were to get 15K from Gravitas? I can't wait to meet some of those producers. Yeah. Oh, there's a lot of them. They're all toast, my darling. So, and then comes to distribution. Congratulations, you found me. You bypass the sales agent. And I'm looking at your project, me or who's still here? Quiver? You guys know Quiver? No. You guys knew Synchronized? Okay, you don't know distributors. Quiver, yeah, they're a good competitor of mine. Us, I don't know, the majors. So then we acquire a film. When we acquire a film, we, first of all, the agreement you will use. Don't use some kind of obscure template agreement. You always ask to use the IFTA agreement. The IFTA is the International Film and TV Alliances. And some of my movies. And then when you are using this IFTA agreement, it was built by filmmakers and distributors in order to have a fair deal. A fair deal is generally 50-50 of all revenue. A fair deal is generally controlled expenses. There's no way you can control the expense. If I want to put my in-house employees' salaries on your royalty statement, I'm putting it because you didn't sign the IFTA deal. So let's say you sign the IFTA deal with me, with someone else. This is how it will go. We'll go fast because I'm pretty sure that all of you know this already. Home video, dead. I'm very pissed. I'm very happy that I was dancing when DVD disappeared, but he's coming back. So I don't know, I hate it, guys. Just so you know, the reason why we're here and the spirit that I hope you're getting from me, because no one of you is sleeping yet, is that I'm a fighter. And that's who you want to be. There's no way you make it in this business because guess what? Some posers think that they're important will always look you down. I have people telling me, oh, but when did you arrive in the States? Because I have an accent, you know. I don't care. Before I would go defensive and say, I'm synchronized. I'm a US distributor. I don't care today, you know, because I understood that frustration called frustration, but you can't lose the grit. You have to be aggressive. Just to let you know, I was 20 in 2000, and I created Synchronize. I wanted to be a DVD wholesaler. DVD just arrived, right? And I was a dreamer. So I went to all the studio. I knock at their door. I call them. I say, hey, you know, I'm here. I'm in Paris. I'm going to have a great idea. I had a great idea, very different than others. They all laugh at me. So I asked myself what to do. Then I took a plane ticket to Miami. And then I met with a company called Alliance Entertainment. They were bought by Amazon. They're still around. And they were DVD wholesaler. Wholesaler meaning that the studio gives them DVDs and they sell to stores. And so the guy showed me the new release. At the time, it was only 100 movies published. It was really the beginning of DVDs, right? But one thing, French track was in because of Canada. And so I said, okay, you know what? Those are good movies, good cast, good everything. I need to start, and the studio don't want. So I bought a little bit. I waited, 2000. Takes a minute to get delivered. I'm getting delivered. UPS, really happy. I'm calling the French GameStops. I say, okay, I cannot call the mass merchant yet, with my little stock. And then, in 2 hours, I sold everything I had. And I'm waiting 3 fucking weeks to get my stock. Very frustrating. So I told, my partner at the time, I told him, this is it. What are we doing? Like, we made money, but we're sitting on our ass. Let's go buy more. And we go buy more, and we sell. And we go buy more, and we sell. We didn't realize that we were selling movies that were not out in France yet. We didn't realize we were going in the US, it's a year in advance, before they dub and everything. And that's why we were overselling. I didn't know. I was not from this business, right? Until Virgin Megastore, which was in Europe, the European Best Buys, kind of, called us and say, hey, is this true? You guys have this? But it's bootleg? Or I said, no, fucking invoice. What bootleg? And they tell me, yeah, can you have like 10,000 DVDs of each title? That depends, like what? And so they tell me we want 10,000 of The Beach with DiCaprio. And we want 10,000 of A Perfect Storm with George Clooney. One Fox, one Warner. And so I say, okay, I don't have the money to buy this. Call the bank. The bank tell me, how old are you already? 20? Right? I go to an uncle, we Jews, we have uncles. He tell me, yeah, no problem, it's gonna cost you, but don't worry, it costed me. He give me the money, I buy the stock. I'm shaking. It's a big transaction, right? Each DVD is $15. I'm bringing 25,000 of it. Stock arrive. I'm delivering. I'm getting paid. Everything great. Now, those Virgin guys take out, at the time Paris was not like full of robbers like today, take out huge bins of DVDs outside in the Champs-Élysées, the most prestigious avenue of Europe, right? With the beach, perfect storm. At the same time, in the main Champs-Élysées cinema in front, there's one guy that's putting the poster of the beach. Now, one journalist from a French newspaper called Libération, very famous, sees this, the fuck, buys a DVD, go home, watch it in French, makes an article and say, what's happening? This cinema dead. Let me tell you that everybody knew who I was after that. They threaten me, they call me, they say, French are really good, like when it comes to barking. And audits, really good. And so, I don't care, I'm an American citizen now. So they all come like crazy. You gotta stop, you gotta this. Who are you to stop? I'm 20, I'm afraid of nobody, like what? What are you gonna do? I have an invoice, I'm legit. Police came, checked everything, they checked my hand. Now, if you want me to stop, all of you guys have to open accounts. Next thing you know, we were the only wholesaler even having all of the studio directly. Even Disney, nobody had Disney. Disney didn't want wholesaler, they wanted us. They were afraid because we would bring tons of Disneys. And then, when you hooked, we didn't stop. And then they voted a law, stupid law, that says that when a movie comes to cinema, you have to wait 6 months until you can sell the DVD. And now Netflix is paying millions in lobbying to take out this law in France. And they voted it because of us. But the reason I'm telling you this story, which is cool, make me look cool, right? But it's just to tell you that nobody's going to open the door for you. Nobody's waiting for you. Nobody's going to give you the chance. Nobody. You have to go and break. I can give 2 examples only in this room. I'm going to give only one. It's this kid. You see this kid? There's a Miami producer that approached me with a script, and they told me, hey, if you give us a letter of intent, which we do for good scripts, that you will distribute, I know how to get the money, I want to do this script. Reading the script, I'm pissing my pants, the script's so good. I never laughed this much reading a script. I call him back and I say, yo, how much are you missing? Hey, I said, forget. I'm funding it, I'm distributing it. You have the money, let's go. Okay, we start, put the movie together. First day, this guy show up, and he tells my team, hey, I was just passing by in the area, and I see the movie set, I love movie, can I work, can I help? And they tell him no. And one guy tell him, come tomorrow. He comes back tomorrow. Hey, can I help? They say, we don't have budget, you're not. I don't care, I want to help. After 4 days that the guy's here, he's doing everything, trooper. They come to me, they tell me this story. I didn't know about this story. I didn't know the guy, he was cute. I saw him, he was cute. They tell me the story, and they tell me this kid, Evan, he did this. And they say, please, is there a way that we introduce him in the PA, the little budget and everything? I say, fuck yeah. Not only this, we wrote a little scene for him in the movie. You'll see him, the movie is ready next week. We do the last test screening. And since then, I follow him on Instagram. He's been filming nonstop, right? That's who you need to be. No, I know, he's young. I know you're that's it. You're established. You have a suit, right, and everything. You don't do this That means nothing. I continue breaking doors. Breaking doors, for example, a new platform, breaking door, I never, ever stop because it's a very mean industry, and that's the only way that you're building your track record. After your movie is acquired, most likely we will bypass theatrical. Most likely, for example, for the moment, we're bypassing home video. Then we go on what we call the VODs, video on demand. You have the TVOD, looking at the time. Okay. We need 5 hours. We have the TVOD, the transactional, which is anything that's rent or buy. The 90% of the business is dragged by Amazon Prime, 8% by iTunes, and you have all the rest splitting for the 2%. If you're happy about doing $7 with Comcast and $2.50 with Verizon Fios, be my guest. And it stays in TVOD for 30 to 60 days before it goes to the next level. Why? Because during this time, we are pitching those guys. Subscription video on demand. Netflix, Paramount Plus, not really Prime, and I will explain why. All the subscriptions, the people that you pay, Hulu, Peacock, etc. And if those guys say no, because they're very tough, we go there. And this is where your movie makes money. This is where this Brigitte Bardot makes this 2K. It doesn't make it here, it doesn't make it here. It makes it here. Advertising video on demand. The shit is free. There's no login, there's no password. You have a couple of commercials. Here we go, we reinvented TV. That was the model. We reinvented TV. So that's what we will do with your film. Now, if your film has a global potential, we're bypassing all of this, and we're going to Netflix and Amazon Originals first. And we are pitching the world. You have other global, but Netflix and Amazon are the ones that are buying the most, and those are the companies that are currently representing the US market. Those guys are new. They're making a big entry into the AVOD. They are really not to be dismissed. Those guys are our Plex. This model of Hoopla, Biblio Plus is an excellent model. It's a model where if you have a library card, you can watch premium movies for free, right? And the country, the state, the library state pays for it, which is great. And YouTube AVOD, not YouTube the dump, right? YouTube AVOD. On SVOD, it's a very competitive market. Yeah, but Netflix has this film and it's shit. Yeah, but Netflix produced it. So they own the IP. And it's shit and they don't care. You know why? Because Netflix won the streaming war. So they don't care about you. And you know why again? Because Netflix want to scale to the major, that's why they're buying Warner, and in order to scale to the major for a company that's 10-year-old, you have to fight with a major, a studio, that's what a major is, that's a 120-year-old. And a 120-year-old has 15,000 titles in history. And Netflix has 2,000. So guess what? They have to do a lot of shit just in order to make up into the number of IP, because one day someone's going to buy them, and it's certainly going to be Apple. And because Netflix is losing money, guys, like it's not a model that's sustainable. They are $2 trillion in debt, and that's the reality. Can you cut the telecast here? And
you had said you would tell us. I have a deal from Premiere on my desk right now. Premiere.
Elias is very good. Yeah. Go with him.
Yeah?
Yeah.
That's good.
Tell him I say hi. Yes, but you give me domestic. Give him international. Give me US and give him the rest.
I
he's gonna tell you he's a US distributor and tell him you're not. Because that's been the trend since COVID. Sales agents realized that they were not selling anymore, so they all decided to become US distributor, but it's the same thing. I'm not talking about Premiere here, but they are white labeling with us. Because guess what? They have this, but they don't have this. They are not direct with Netflix. They don't speak with Amazon Studio. And you know what? They may have this one, but that's it. So in order to have their title everywhere, they white label with us. White label meaning that I'm not saying it's me. I'm publishing it for them on their name, and they tell you, yeah, it's us.
You were saying earlier that you were going to say why Prime wasn't viewed as SVOD in your mind?
Because Prime is considering SVOD in a non-licensed way. Prime is paying SVOD not as a advanced license. They're paying SVOD at the minute. So every month you get paid. It's great because it's free on Prime. Not a lot, that's something that you have to look up with your US distributor. You're going to tell him, are you guaranteeing me on the contract that my film will be free on Prime? That's the key. Because only studio level have this deal. Prime don't decide what we release. Tubi don't decide what we release. There's no curation for us because we've been here, we passed threshold, etc. So I hope I answered your question.
How are you, as a distributor, able to develop a relationship with Netflix originals?
Yeah, they're my very, very good friends. So the original team is made by Zel Bounet and Alex Zahn. And they're adorable. They're really cool guys. Amazon Original are even more adorable. It's Sarah. She's amazing. So this is critical. You have to ask the right question. You have to make sure that the company you're signing with is direct with them. You have to check the company's release. You have to make sure that they are recurrent. You have to make sure that they have at least one film that's bigger than yours. You can't be the locomotive here. And so I'm trying to finish in the next 10 minutes. So what happened, because I don't know when I'm going to maybe see the beach, but I don't know. I can't stop. So after we finished, having the whole US market, I told myself, well, we are in the globalization world. So now that I have US, why don't I go after the rest of the world? So what's been happening in 2025 is that we made a deal with those companies, which is, as you can see, mainly US-based company, on 18 Latin American countries. Plus Brazil, I don't know what my team did here, they forgot plus Brazil. 18 American countries plus Brazil. And then I went to a company called Bounty. And why did I go to them? It's because they've been here as long as I was. And that tells me something. They have films that are also in the level of what I have. And that tells me something. And I told them, hey guys, let's do something. You're going to give me your Australian movies, and I'm going to give you my US movies. I'm going to take a fraction commission, you're going to take a fraction commission. And suddenly, my producers have Australia and New Zealand direct, not into the shit Google Play that anybody can get and Prime Video, but no, also the SVOD and the local. Then we did the same with Level K. In all the Nordics, we're very happy. We already have 3 releases. It's 4 months. So now I can guarantee my producer, when they have World, they don't specifically have to go to a sales agent, at least for those countries. And we can guarantee the distribution. Same thing in Mexico, same thing in the UK. And I'm going to continue during this year. In order to not let the rest of the world go to waste, we signed an agreement with a sales agent called It. He's not better than the other ones. He's honest. He's good. You know, I'm not like saying anything special for them. But what we do is that we give them the other territories that we still don't have. However, Synchronize is planning to become more global as well, but mainly when the dubbing will be more affordable, because Germany needs German tracks, you know, French needs French tracks, so we don't want to go after those territories, but we want to make sure that the 50% that our producers are receiving are good money. Yeah, he's the first. He didn't like Nordics. So good money, legit money, growing money. Yeah, you have having a visibility and being on the platform is great. That's what you guys want. But then it's coming back. Yeah, I produce Spinning Gold. By the way. So here, those are a little bit of the lineup. Yes, we Synchronize produce. We are very happy to look at your stuff. We are very happy to put money if we love it, but you have to blow my mind if you come with a script. Yeah, we co-produce Spinning Gold with it's my biggest project ever. It's a $27 million. I didn't sleep at night. You know, we can talk about it. I still have PTSD out of it. Wiz Khalifa drawn me into weed. You know, like you don't want to know.
I would love to get your perspective on maybe like the appetite that the U.S. market has for other language movies, meaning mainly obviously Latin movies that are not about immigration or the hardship of being Latin, just very good or very good stories, just told in another language in the U.S. market.
Okay, so I'm going to answer. I want to tell you something. It's my own opinion. Work shit don't work. It's great. It's great. You know, it's very, very good. And some of it is not good, but the part of advancing, you know, humanity as a people toward, you know, being more nice with each other, I love it. It just doesn't work. Stay commercial. Stop thinking that you talking to this minority. You're not big enough to talk to minority. Do stuff that are commercial, that speaks to everyone. You don't have to pinpoint or make it political. That doesn't work. Now, to answer your question, yes, Synchronize started with foreign films. After I realized that blackmail works amazing with studio, I say, why am I going to stop? So I went to see them at my third IRS audit in France. Yeah, I told them why. It's because I'm Jewish or you're racist. They say, no, it's because you're 20 and you're making all this money. We know you're stealing. I was not stealing anyway. So I just came home and I say, I'm out of here. And preferably somewhere where there's no income tax. And so before moving here, I went to see the French major, Gaumont. Gaumont invented cinema, for those who don't know who Gaumont is. France Television, TF1, SND. And I told them, hey guys, this is the amount, like you've seen Trump when he shows the tariff, I did the same. I say, this is the amount with a list I'm doing to you per month in DVDs. Now I'm going to the US, I'm becoming a studio, I want your movies, I'm not paying anything. I'm taking 80% of the revenue. And if you say no, this stops. Before Trump, by the way. He copied me. And so they gave me a lot of films, so I started with foreign. Foreign was very hard and challenging, French foreign, and then it evolved into English speaking and so on. Now, foreign represent about 20% of our library of 400 titles something, but they're having a comeback. Every year foreign does better, and I want to tell you something that's going to make you happy. The main US streamer in our last call told us, hey, by the way, I want to ask you something super random. Can you get us Spanish content? I say, yeah, of course. What do you mean? Of course I can. Like, what do you mean? And then they say sometimes it makes more views than English speaking. So particularly, and it's not Miami, those are platforms, big platforms. So yes, the type of film we distribute, now I'm in the self-gratification. Yes, of course, sir.
Can I ask you a question, because I'm intrigued by, you're talking about like a product from Latin America that you want to sell to the American market.
Yeah.
Just regular movies, but made in Spanish, not something that it's sold as a Latin hardship, just...
My experience is that if you have a named director attached, it's very easy to do. Like
Yeah.
Pedro Almodovar.
Even if you don't. There's not a lot. Pedro Almodovar will go to Universal and a studio.
Michael Berger, I'm doing his first English language film. That was big. The studios grabbed it.
Okay.
Yeah. So your best bet is to, and they don't have to be, they just have to be like a known quantity. Or get an upstart director. Mexico has a number of them. And that's becomes an easy sell.
Thank you so much. Why am I showing the lineup? For a reason, for inspiration. I think, unless you guys want to stay, I'm going to end with this story. I don't know when, 2005, something like this. I'm getting a screener. At the time, they would ship it to synchronized DVD screeners, right? And I had like an area where I would keep the worst screeners. I can tell you, screeners. And then every time I had a new employee, I would tell him, hey, pick 10 movies here, watch it and come back. And then when he would come back, I would tell him, you just saw what not to do. And I get this movie is super cute, amazing plot, amazing script, very well delivered, and it's 4 people in a house. Sometimes you can make it happen. I really like it. I call the guy and he say no, and he asked me for a crazy amount of money. I say, listen, there's no way that your movie costed this, first of all. There's no way. So be smart, you're gonna get distribution. Guy is a German, doesn't budge. I mean, I don't know, it's not connected that because he's a German, but he was so fucking strict, doesn't budge. The movie never got distribution, right? A lot of movies like this. They think, that, no, because this, because that, then they come back to me after 3 years and I tell them, yeah, your movie is dead, it's toast. Goodbye. So I was so pissed to lose this movie that I called my team and I told them, listen, those guys, they want to take $200K for this movie. I'm going to take $200K and we're going to make a movie in Miami. And I produced my first movie. It was 2008, actually, not 2004. It's called The Director. Watch it on Tubi. You will cry. And it's not great. It's a $200K. But 2 years ago, I produced a $27 million budget with Wiz Khalifa, Jason Derulo, and Michelle Monaghan, and Jason Isaac. And this year, we are coming up with a movie called The Trainer, with Paris Hilton, Brad Pitt, Sharon Stone, Lenny Kravitz, and that's how you get there. So when I see first-time producer coming and say, hey, I have a project, it's a $5 million, I laugh. Because as I think you said this at the beginning, it's very smart. You don't have the fucking shoulders. You don't know. This set, the set of 100 people, will eat you alive on set. They will eat you alive. So you have to start with this small film, and then this small film. This is the film that he plays in. It's the story of Sam Bankman-Fried. The script is amazing, and it's an example of a film that's below $1 million, which I shot here in Miami completely. You love it, huh? You're amazing in the movie. You'll see. I saw the cut. And this is what's going to happen when you have a good script. You're going to call someone like me, and all your problems are resolved because I'm funding it, and I'm distributing it, and you have the world, because we have this deal with the sales agent that's going to put the rest. So that's why I'm showing you those two extremes. They are 1 year apart. This one is a 500, 600K. This one is a $27 million, right? And they're one next to each other. Because when you do good stuff, when you stay in the trend, well, you can, the budget becomes less important. You will come back in your money. Very commercial shit, you know, stuff that we love. And very, very mainstream. You see here, you don't see your drama, and you don't see your coming of age, and you don't see those stuff. You see, yes, one drama here. I bought the right of this book. It was a New York Times bestseller, and the book was amazing, blew my mind. I read it on vacation, and then I decided to do a drama. Well, you know, I knew that if I don't have Naomi Watts and Octavia Spencer, I would get fucked. And let me tell you something. If in the middle of Toronto, I'm not getting the email that I'm qualified as a finalist for the next Sundance, I'm not making my money back here in this drama. Sundance saved me. I didn't win it, unfortunately, but still, that's very important for you. Stop dreaming. Be tangible. And, you know, I'm sorry for insisting into it, but I know independent filmmaker too much that I want to tell you what you don't want to admit to yourself already. So I apologize, you know. And then it continues. You know, is this filmed twice? What is with my team in this deck? So yeah, commercial, super commercial. You know, Jennifer Love Hewitt when she was hot. And we continue commercial. There's no drama here because there's no room. Animation and classics and etc. And the prod, which is one example here. Stealing from Pablo is a true story of kids in Miami, skaters that found one of Pablo Escobar's stash house and his money. And we're shooting this in Jersey. How sad is this, Mr. FilmGate? It's sad, right? Stealing from Pablo should be shot here in Miami because it's a Miami High true story kids. But we can't. We are going in Jersey. And we gotta fix this. Other one, sexy dramas works. Sexy drama, not a drama. That's a bunch of stuff that we're doing with Lifetime. And that's a series, that's a Wu-Tang series, and animation, etc., etc. So that's our deck, that's me. And now we can talk. Thank you very much. Any questions?
Let's do a Q&A. You guys got questions? Yeah, good.
Just go forward.
Question or questions?
Question. So, for you to be wowed by a script, what needs to be, in your opinion, in that script? Not a drama. Originality. What wows you? What are you looking for in a script?
Okay, I don't know, but I can give you pointers. We are looking for elevated stories. Your script has to be different. Not the same story we read with different characters. Feasible within the budget, easy, good. I don't know. I mean, when I read FTX, you know, I never made a comedy before, really, as a producer. And the script was so fucking good, you know. You read it and you see it. So you have to blow our mind because there's a lot of competition.
if I email you, what are the chances that you're actually replying?
I reply everyone.
100%?
No, I don't reply everyone, but I reply everyone that I promise to reply.
Okay.
So who handles like your denials? Like if you're like, wow, this script is ass, will you get like a response, or will they get like any sort of feedback from someone?
If it's someone I know, he will get a response. If it's someone we don't know, we'll not answer.
Okay.
And if they ask, we'll answer and tell them the script is shit.
Fair enough.
I mean, usually at FilmGate, we try to filter, right, for our community. I think Liliana usually, hey, we got something, right? Because we don't want to waste your time. You're a busy man. You got to be out there.
I have all my time for FilmGate.
You got to get your time at the beach.
Oh, by the way, I have all my time for Miami people. We are family here. We're a small industry. A lot of it is struggling. I'm here for you guys. Your priority to me.
Were you involved with Spinning Gold? Were you a part of Spinning Gold from the start, or did you come on later on? And I ask only because I worked on that film back in the day, so I was curious. I did the payroll for the film. That's what I was curious about.
I came around the end of filming.
Okay. So Tim, so was this Tim's project before, and then you came in after the fact? Is that what happened?
It's Tim's dad life.
Gotcha.
The life of this guy is Timothy's dad.
Gotcha.
I'm with the Miami Key West Chase. The idea is that we want to add music, like urban local music, and we are been talking with Sony Music just to include music that they will think it's good. We've been working shooting music videos for many years. Do you think that's a good strategy for selling and for I don't know, getting that audience too?
Yeah, the music is really, really important, but you gotta be careful about your deal because Sony are not stupid. They're gonna tell you, yeah, we give you this at preferable price. It's not commercial. If you get a release, if you get distribution, you're gonna have to pay this. Check your agreements. But yeah, music is crucial.
Okay, when we get to that stage, will you be able to at least talk to us about that? Thank you.
Firstly, I want to say thank you for making this what it was. This could have been very dry and boring, and you made it very entertaining and fun to be a part of, so thank you. If somebody was going to pitch you on a series, say, what exactly do you need from them, from the filmmaker, and then how do they get to that pitching process?
I need the Bible, I need the arc, the deck, the pilot, and a lot of luck, because television is all other animal, which you have to have a pre-sale with a platform before you even start. While in movie, when you don't have a pre-sale, you can still make your money.
So, sir, you said a Bible, a deck, and...
An arc.
An arc?
An arc.
Okay.
Like the arc. Yeah?
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yes. And we can email you samples. You know, we have sample Bible, Game of Thrones, stuff like that we send to our friends.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.